Warning: this clip may contain greatly offensive content. Do not watch if you have a heart condition or are under 18. I'm not kidding, you will die. Hello bros, I'm Contest Effect Zero, BroFive production, and next part of Corruption of Champions. So, start recording right here. So, well, while I was not recording, I played a lot. Mostly just went to urta again and again and again. Well, and the only thing that pretty much happened that was out of the story was, well, the well, alright, I was gonna say, the vagina got stretched, and now the capacity of it is apparently 86, and looseness is 3. Actually, I can see all the body stats here. Anal capacity 0, anal looseness 0, fertility base 6, fertility with bonuses rating 6, cum production 4 milliliters, pregnancy speed 1, pregnancy multiply 1, total CoC 1, total CoC length 15 inches, total CoC girth 2 inches. Actually, that's pretty impressive actually how many stats you can see. I can see my spell effect multiplier, it's 300%. And my spell cost is 40%. T-skill out of 5 is 4, so we still need to practice a bit on that. But at least, let's go to Urta, because her stats is on 100 right now. Spanker. Actually, I'm not gonna read that. Actually, apparently I must wait to the next day. Let's explore the deep woods a bit. Fight! Yeah, I defeated Akbar and got an ancient rat. What the hell am I gonna use that for? Nothing. Actually, my corruption is on 26. Actually, I'm gonna go and try. Alright, body. Let's see. Alright. I don't have any body corruption. Wait, I should have read that. I forgot that. Wake her, rituals, mind. You tell Tiara you pledged with dirty thoughts and would like you to undo some of the corruption spirit on your mind. Tiara nods respectfully and tells you to kneel before the altar. You do so assuming a low suppliant stance before the tree-eyed at the cathedral's head. As it gargles, picks up a bowl of water and raises it in high. Blessed is the she who seeks purity, she says, closing her eyes, blowing her head. Blessed is she who seeks wisdom, and blessed is she who lost after holiness and virtue before pleasure of the flesh. Tara brings the Imogen to a quiet close and rests the bowl back upon the altar. Drink of this, master, she says, offering you a bowl and be healed of your mind. You do so, taking a drug of the holy water. By the time you set the bowl down, you feel lightheaded, as if the fog has redeemed from your mind. You gasp happily, able to think more clearly than you have in days. You thank Tiara, give her a pat on the head, and head back to camp with a skip in your step. Alright. I don't dare to actually go out into combat with just 70 health, so let's rest. Alright, the time will come for the next day. Sleep. Alright, now we can go and speak to it and see what she says. I actually know when the stats get to 100, they are one of many things that can happen. Actually, with Amber it seems to be pretty much opposite. Alright, Urta. Alright, she doesn't say anything now, so let's go to Urta's place and just... Alright, now something should happen. I know something should happen. Alright, now something. Urta looks nervously at your fight and shifting in a sizable add-on on the table. She starts talking meekly, but the voice rises in confidence and intensely goes. I've been thinking as a fixer. We know each other for a while now. When we together, I don't have to worry about someone seeing something they shouldn't, or being made fun of, because it doesn't bother you and you don't care. And what what do I have to care if you don't care about it? She leans in and pushes her hands on your shoulders, looking you in the eye as she continues. I never felt this comfortable around anyone before. And well, I think I love you. Oh, okay. Please do you feel the same way about me? Given how much time you spent with her and amazing sex, the declaration doesn't really surprise you. Do you love her back? Well, she's actually one of the most funniest characters, and she's actually the weirdest. And, well, she's pretty funny, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes anyway. You nod and break into a wild smile. You lean forward and the two of you embrace in a warm hug as you admit to loving a shy foxer. She pulls back and kisses you passionately on the lips, and the pair of you spend an hour cuddling contently in the dark corner, happy to have taken things to the next level. It passes in a flash, but you know you need to get back to the chic shack on Cam. And you leave her with another quick kiss on the lips. You giggle when you hear the your cordon and tuck against the table again behind you. Urta. Actually, pretty funny the story. Actually, how the hell did love get into the story? Actually, because the story is the most fucked up story ever, and still love has somehow managed to slip into it. All right, Ember, I'm gonna fight her again because and yeah, the same that last time. Actually, last time I defeat her, she's starting to give odd sentences. Alright, 200 damage. Yeah, I got the Archmage perk, so I do more damage with my spells now. 206 damage. Oh, I need to recover. And here, 179. 128. Why the hell did the magic damage down so much? 146. Oh, I beat her. Ember lies on her back while you stand over the defeated dragon triumphantly. You extend a helping hand, intent of helping her up. She gladly accepts your help. That didn't she do last time? Okay, I guess you have some skills after all. And that means next time I'm beating you up, it's a promise. You smile knowing she just knowing just how much pride the dragon had to swallow, and tell her that you will see what happens when it happens. Okay, let's go back then. And it says pulling you close and walking back to camp with you. Alright, seems that she's starting to like me. I still have 55. I just lost 55 page. So I can actually fight her once more. I know the progress with her will go down if I lose. That's why I don't want to risk losing. But yeah, still the same thing. Whitefire 155. Recover. Hate when she stuns me. 143. 167. 131. I don't have enough rage to cast spells. Attack! Oh shit. She does a lot of damage. Let me beat her. No! I don't want to risk losing because I know if you lose, actually, she doesn't like you as much anymore. So I don't want to risk losing. Actually, have I ever turned read what she does? Ember suddenly spins on her heel, long tail splash behind her, slashing out like a whip. As it hurls through the air towards you, your attention focuses on set spikes suddenly prodding its tail. The tail slams into you with a bone-cracking force, knocking you heavily to the ground even as the spin jab you quickly. You gasp for breath in pain and shock, but manage to struggle to your feet again. 193 damage. Whoa. That's a lot. Alright, she apparently beats me, so we might get back to her later. Alright, so Urta's story actually it's gonna begin with some pre stuff. When you approach Urta's mouth and see you, however, there's no rapid swaying in her seat to avoid being her horsehead against the table. Eventually, she's not in the mood for some sex right now. You sit down beside her and she happily loops her arm around you, planting a tender kiss on your lips, before almost abruptly starting, "Hey there, lover, want to talk for a change?" With a twinkle good nature mirth in her eyes. I like Urta. There are four things here, as properly you can see, you can talk to her about. I'm gonna talk to her about family, because that's gonna get the story with Urta started. She recalls after talking about the visibly steals herself, nodding her head. Alright. They're really not very pleasant topics, but you and I owe you a lot as Vexeo. You're the most special person in my life, so I guess I can tell you what my so-called family was like. She looks down at the table, staring miserably at the latest ring. Obviously, I didn't hatch from a stone egg or something like that, but I never really had a family. My mother died when I was just a baby, and my father hated my guts because of it. The vixen sighed sadly, shaking her head as the unpleasant memories come flooding back. I have the dubious honor of being one of the very first herons to be born in Telandry. Oh, there were supposedly herons born before the demons, but I never met or heard of any. So when I come into the world all fluffy and new, a baby girl with a little baby fox stick between her legs, my parents absolutely freaked. They thought I was some kind of monster, or that I was punishment for their sins, or something like that. The old woman was so horrified at what she had given birth to that barely a month after I was born, she managed to sneak off hang her, and hang herself. With a lost spirit at the unable look of it. For 2 games the old man probably would have dumped me in an orphanage, but he never did. I don't know why, and a lot of nights before I met you, I wish I hadn't even let me live. But he raised me himself, always blamed me for his mom's death, though I never hid the fact he resented that I lived when she died. Urta is trying to be strong and keep her voice neutral and distracted, but the obvious that the old pain of her voice and tears fight to escape her eyes. So when I grew up, I was the freak. The unloved, the loner of the loser, bad try to hide that I was a herm as much as possible. And I went along with it because, well, what better did I know? It was just how I was brought up. I didn't know why I had to keep away from other kids, but I did. It kept them ignorant, but they thought I was unsure, antisocial, and a weirdo. Then puberty hit. She blushed. I found myself growing until I was bigger than any of their boys, and the hormones hit me like a wildfire in the brush. Yeah, well, that's when my secret came out. Given that I was the age when we all started trying to pair up, and I became even more of a freak than before. Things got worse at home. I was started growing old and I started resenting the old man for how he treated me. The final straw came one day when he burst into me. I was pent up and horny alone and well, the threat of blushing mad as she makes a family stroking jerking action at the air with a half-closed hand. The next thing I know, I'm seeing stars and my ears are full of noise. The old man is screaming at and cursing and spitting, telling me I'm not his daughter. I never was his daughter. I never will be his daughter and get out of the house. She makes it show a story. I came to consciousness in the alley behind our house. My clothes piled on top of me, bruises and eye blacked and my nose bleeding. I added up the clothes and I could and staggered away into the growing dusk. I haven't been back there since. She stops there, shame and fear practically waft of her body and drip from her words, making it quite obvious that even in this day she's still afraid of her so-called father. How did I survive? She suddenly says, clearly eager to change the topic. Even back then, it wasn't so hard to live on your own. To be honest, I already been learning how to fight back against bullies for when my secret came out. So having to punch it out with drunks and vagrants and scumbags wasn't that the big street. She suddenly blows on her knuckles and rubs them on her chest. It happened to be the best bare hands fighter in the whole city, she declared, trying to sound proud of the accomplishment. She furrows her brows and thought, I guess I can skip the day-to-day stuff. You don't need to hear that. But the biggest thing that happened to me during that time was that the day I became a mixed up mess of Herm that I know. And at your query, she sighed softly. I mentioned that I was born with a Vulpin penis, and I'm not the equine one, didn't it? Matter of fact, I was born with the out tests too. Looking for like a girl who drunk instant draft than anything. At the time, the grey market was starting to run, and I had my heart set on becoming all girl. Uh, I acquired money through the means of that. I bought it was that I wanted, a bottle of pink elixir. At the curious station, I don't know if you ever heard of something called oval elixir. Oh, I heard about that. But the eggs it produces can have sorts of magical effects depending on the color of the color. The potion I'm talking about is, well, it's basically just the yolks of a pink egg and all blended together. Doesn't taste very nice, but it's proven to rely until I eat. She trays off momentarily. I think she ate the white egg because I tried the white egg once, just when I wasn't recording, and well, it gave me the same thing she has. Realizing realizing where the story must be going, you quietly finish the thought for it changed you from fox into horse. Urta nods, sorrow in her face. That's right. Pretty much doubled in length and girth. Changed species and gave me balls the size of apples. All that it one slug of potion. I barely took half the bottle before it did that to me. I wasn't game enough to finish it after that. I tell you. She shakes her head in dismay. I brought it up to the courts, but the convent sent a maid to investigate, and she proved it was an union on Neville article. Nothing wrong with it, which meant whatever caused it it to freak out. It wasn't something about me, so I haven't dared to try anything else even since. I'm enough of a freak as it is. She tries sound indifferent to it, but you can hear the crack in her voice, see the tear definitely slide down the end of her nose and drip onto the table. Why doesn't she just drink Succumbus milk? Actually, that works the same way, but it removes it in just one potion. I can't really remember now why I wanted to join the watch, I guess. It was just, I was just so sick of always fighting for a bed and meal, so tired of looking over my shoulder that even being in the watch sounded better. Recruitment was easy, showed the scout that I was able to whip ass with the best of them in exchange for free meals and board, and they were willing to take me. I still got a soft spot for that chunky mixed meat in gray peas, in gravy pie that served in the mess. She licks her lips. Obviously, Shane's caught up in her memories of the last time she enjoyed that particular delicacy. Then her face falls to yet more painful memories, bringing herself up. That was when I found out just how much of a loser I was. At the time when I was, well, known any harm could father or bear a child, I was getting. Wait, yeah, that was right. I was getting medical as a new recruitment. They found something anomalous and they told me that all the signs were there that I was infertile. I was shouting nothing but I was shooting nothing but blanks, and my one was as barren as a heart of the desert itself. She sighs and final time. She smiles sadly at you. Sorry, Asphyxia. I'm rambling, aren't I? I just wanted to let you know the truth about me and why I am me. She falls into her answers, awaiting your reaction to her revelation. Well, I cannot don't care about it or geez, whatever what they mean by that, or comforter. I'm a comforter. Seriously, every time someone's sad, I want to comfort them. I don't do it though. That would be weird. You lean over the table and take Urta's hand in your own, her downy fur ruffles as you give her a comforting squeeze. The tension oozing from the body and you touch. Urta sniffles at the little and wipes the moistened cheek of her shoulder, muttering, "Oh, Asphyxia, you're too good for me." She pulls back and gives you a knowing smile. "You don't have to worry, really. You turn this down on me, lock lush into a happy woman." Actually, you're not a woman. You're not even a man. Seriously, you. Actually, I would actually call them her. Because that's what they are. Urta pauses, then give her your wise smile and her voice turns husky. Or should I say you made me a happy herd? A very happy herd. A cylinder distension begins to rise up her dress. The sheer fabric strains but contains it for now. The pip of the doctor raisin disappears into the foxy fox ample bust. You can't see the flare peeking out of what simple valley, already oozing slightly. Others follow the gaze down on smirks. You know, I used to hate having this happen, she says and stands up stretching, showing the balls off to you. And anyone else lucky enough to glance in her direction. Sliding into your arms, the vixen plants a kiss on your lips as she hugs you tight enough that you feel every vein through the concealer in her effect. I'm a lucky girl. You return the hug with every fiber of your being, holding her tight. Notching your neck, Urta lets her head come to rest on your shoulder. Her eyes slowly close, and she says, "Just hold me as zero." As it were, as if you were going to do anything else. You created the Absus Vixen for as long as she needs, which turns out to be long enough for the throbbing erection to actually recede. Forgotten for the time being. Thanks, SX0. Urta says as she pulls back, giving your hands a gentle squeeze. I didn't know how badly I needed that. She sits back down and explains, I'll be fine now, I think, thanks again. Nodding, you give the girl a smile as you stand up depart. Her eyes twinkle happily as she watches you go. Alright, the story gonna start next time. I ask her about the. I'm gonna be able to ask her about infertility, and I'm gonna start a pretty long quest. I think it's not even gonna be enough with an hour to finish that, because I checked through it once on a free play thing just to see, and it was very long. Seriously, just to read it single-handedly, even not out loudly, took me like 2 hours before I was finished with it. But we're gonna see how long time that takes. I might be able to do it slower. That depends on everything. But the quest is pretty nice. It's pretty funny, but I don't know really. I might play some offline. I'm gonna kick the ass out of Ember just as soon as I end this clip. I'm serious with that. I'm gonna kick her ass. But if actually before we end this, I'm just gonna check the stats. Alright, Ember's stats is on 80 and Urta's status is lower. Ember's affection is at 80. Arian's health is still on 1, but I'm not gonna visit him before I'm done with Ember at least. Because there are a lot of things to do. A lot of them. So, well, it's a lot. So stop recording right here. So that was all I have for Corruption and Champion this time then. So hit like and subscribe, and I see you next time. BroFive!